What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers ended up landing Marcus Smart off of a buyout from the Washington Wizards, which is a huge pickup. Obviously, injury concerns, definitely. But beyond that, he's exactly what this team needs, right? That hard-nosed, tough, physical, can defend 1 through 3, versatile kind of guard. Seeing kind of this sentiment of like, oh, well, look at what happened with, Memphis stuff. But Memphis was trying to slot him in at the 3. Right, I'm not saying he can't do that on occasion, but I imagine, or at least I hope, that the Lakers don't have him play, 30 minutes a night at the 3, right? Like, yes, he has a 6'9" wingspan, but his best attribute is being able to defend guards and use that wingspan and that length to disrupt and be that kind of point of attack, defensive, hard-nosed guy. So I would imagine that the Lakers play him at the 1 or the 2, slotted alongside Austin Reeves or Luka at times. And, again, on occasion, yeah, sure, you probably play him. Let's say he plays, 20 minutes a night, 25 minutes a night, right? You're probably playing him 20 minutes between the 1 and the 2, and then maybe like 5 minutes here and there at the 3. Or if a guy gets the night off or something like that, then yeah, maybe on that night you saw him at 3. But you're not looking for him to be that guy at the 3 every night to replace like a Dylan Brooks type. Hopefully the Lakers end up making a move and making a trade. But the reason I'm talking about this, I know I talked about this on As It Stands Lakers. The reason I'm talking about it here is because there was an update after about Luka Doncic, right? That Luka Doncic was a big catalyst in signing Marcus Smart, that he wanted to play alongside Marcus Smart, that he, encouraged Marcus Smart to come, and the Lakers end up landing him in a big part to Luka, right? That's what you want from your stars, recruiting, getting on the phone, hey, buddy, right? Let's go, let's come, right? Get bought out, be a Laker, slot in alongside me at times. Now, the Lakers are probably going to have a trade coming. I mean, technically, they could waive Shake Milton and Jordan Goodwin. But again, at some point, you're going to have to fill that roster spot. Yeah, you'd have like $900,000 left over, but it just, trade appears to be on the horizon. We will see, time will tell. But I also think that this Luka news solves kind of a couple things. Right, I think one, obviously it solves landing Marcus Smart and getting that point of attack guard that the Lakers really need. Get a guy that, if the Lakers traded for, many of us would have been excited for. Now you get him cheap and on the low end. So again, it's a very low risk, high reward. What's the biggest concern with Marcus Smart right now? His injury history, right? Not playing 34 games the last 2 years, right? But again, him on a biannual, it's just the risk is worth the reward at that point. Now, if you're paying him $20 million, gets a little dicey, gets a little rough, right? But him slotted in the cheap sense, and I've seen people talk about like his defense. He had like a 113 defensive rating with Memphis, or 113.5 defensive rating if you want to be exact. He was still a 115 with Washington, which is a terrible defensive team, right? They were awful. So again, I imagine he's going to be very good defensively for the Lakers. But the other thing that this does is, I think this is further proof that Luka is staying with the Lakers. Right? Luka's recruiting guys. It recruited a guy that signed for 2 years. And on top of that, like Luka, again, I know the video came out and I actually have a video about that video, which I was going to post, but then the Marcus Smart thing broke. So post this video, I'll post that Luka video later. But like, again, all signs, I didn't think he was going to not sign the extension regardless, but if Luka is actively recruiting for now and the future, then I would imagine that he's going to have the future on the team he's recruiting for. Right? Like, it doesn't make sense to be like, oh, I'm going to go, convince Marcus Smart and whoever else, DeAndre Ayton, right? He had a relationship with Ayton, talked to Ayton, all that stuff. I'm not going to go and recruit all these guys and then leave at the end of the year. Like, no, I'm recruiting these guys so we can go try to win. Luka said himself, he wants to be known for a guy that wins multiple championships, brings multiple championships to the Lakers. I think bare minimum, he's getting that extension. Now, post-extension, that, depending on where the Lakers are at, sure, maybe, because he's never going to have the loyalty to any team that he had to Dallas, right? Especially after he kind of got, thrown to the wayside and then dragged through the mud by Dallas. Right? But I do think he will have a level of loyalty that he would maybe not have anywhere else, just because the Lakers were the team that traded for him. It's like, okay, they didn't want me, but you wanted me, right? So I do think that there will be that kind of like, hey, I want to be here. Right? And I think he signs that 3-year extension with the player option at the end of the year. Then he'll opt out and hopefully sign that new deal at a higher cap rate because, that's the whole point. Once he gets to 10 years, then he can get the kind of make up for the money that he lost in Dallas. So, but again, if the Lakers are kind of stuck and don't have any assets and are just, a play-in team, then maybe he would leave. But that's something you worry about 4 years from now. You're not worried about that right now. Right now, you're trying to win. You're trying to put the pieces that make sense alongside Luka. Rob Pelinka is out here cooking, right? He got DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart. I mean, that's an excellent offseason in signings. Seriously, as far as just signings go, that's one of the better signings this offseason as a collective package. You solved your point of attack defense at the guard position. You solved your center position with the best center that the Lakers could have gotten. And you got a young 3-and-D wing that was averaging 18 points a game with the Sacramento Kings, right? So, again, and a trade probably coming with a bunch of assets and all this other stuff, right? So the Lakers are in excellent position, excellent shape for that. I do believe Luka will sign that extension. I don't know if he'll sign it right as soon as he's eligible to because he is playing overseas for Slovenia in Eurobasket. Might wait for that to finish, might wait for that to get done, but that's fine. I expect him to sign it. And again, he's not going to... Why would you be recruiting for a team that you're planning on leaving or not signing an extension or whatever? Wouldn't you want to just sit back, let Rob do what he's going to do and kind of see if that's worth it? No, he's out there recruiting, talking to guys, trying to get guys in. Did it in Dallas, right? That's beautiful. We need that. We need Luka to be out here kind of campaigning for guys to join up and team up and have a squad, right? It makes things easier. And it also kind of, again, if he's willing to do that, could even make trades easier because now players are like, hey, man, Luka wants me to go there, right? Get some name that's out there, just Luka wants me to go. Hey, I want to trade or I'm in the mix of a trade. Hey, I don't want to go to any of those other teams. I want to go to the Lakers. I want to go team up with Luka. Right? Again, Rob can't do that. That's a no. That's a bad. But Luka, there's nothing against players making phone calls, talking to guys. No tampering from a player perspective. So Luka putting in the work, beautiful. I love it. Right? Duffy, all of that. Again, you're seeing this team get put together. They went and got Aiden. Duffy, might get a Gary Payton the second. We'll see. Right? Lakers are still probably going to sign some guys to a vet minimum. You waive Shake Milton at some point, depending on when you're watching this. Maybe it's already happened. Right? There's still a lot that's going to happen, develop, and unfold. Right? We just, again, patience. Patience is the key. But it's beautiful. Lakers got a guy in Marcus Smart. Are there concerns? Sure. But there's that with all these guys. That's why you're getting them so cheap. Right? But does it solve a need? Yes. Is it a guy that could be a difference maker? Yes. Right? Is it a guy that raises the ceiling? Yes. Again, there's not that singular move out there that's going to make the Lakers a contender. Right? It's the culmination of things that stack up. Luka has motivation. Ayton, right? Jake LaRavia. You add in another year of chemistry and a full offseason training camp. You add in JJ Redick. You add in Marcus Smart. The Lakers go make a trade, and now they're there. Now they're a title contender. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.